So, where do we even get started with the business of art? See, we have a plan for that here at Alpaca Paintbrush. We think that there are certain foundational things that you need to build upon. So, we've broken them down into 10 concepts, but these concepts are kind of like math. You have to learn one to build upon it. And once you do that, it gives you a foundation for moving forward and improving upon all of those skills that you've learned in the previous videos or concepts. We are very particular in saying that you should do these in order, and we'll explain why as we go through the videos and the different concepts that are out there. The foundational concepts are about 10 videos long and really will only take about an hour or two of your time watching or listening to the videos. Now, that doesn't mean you won't have some homework to do. There is homework, and I'm not sorry about that. Not at all, because this homework is going to help you. It's going to help you on so many different levels. I think you'll be surprised. We also know that there are things you need to know about how we operate at Alpaca Paintbrush. We're not just about talking to you. We actually want you to have the tools that you need available. So any video might reference the download section on our website. Those downloads are meant to help you. It might be an Excel spreadsheet to get you started on expenses. It might be a get to know your artwork form. Could be any number of things. And those downloads are there to make sure that not are we only just talking to you, but we're giving you the tools and a place to reference those tools so that they're easily accessible. You know, knowledge is power. And that's one of the big things about the business side of, well, any business, but in particular art. Where do we look for the information? Once we have it and once we have a resource, it becomes much easier to follow some basic business practices. The next thing that you should know is from here on in, we have certain expectations of you. We want you to keep your receipts. Now, I know some of you are probably saying, I need to be better at that, or no, I do a really good job at that. Let me tell you what I've experienced with the clients I've worked with. They actually don't do that good of a job of it. You know, we get receipts in a couple of different ways. We get them when we're out driving to stores and doing things like that, and we also get them in emails. Yeah, we get them in emails because we're purchasing online. And worse yet, sometimes we've turned those emails off. I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to handle better getting your receipts in order. I have a deposit bag from like a bank in my car. Every time I go to a store and I make a purchase and it's art related, I stick that receipt right in there. I know that my purse is the dead zone of things getting lost. So I don't want those receipts to ever go in my purse because they will never get onto my books for the business keeping and the bookkeeping for my art business. I also have a box at my desk that is really kind of pretty and inspiring because what I noticed is the bank bag just was boring there. What I found is when I switched it over to the box, I actually like looking at the box, so it was kind of fun to put my receipts in there. So those are just a couple of ideas for you to be able to take and run with it and start holding on to your receipts. We're going to go into this far more as we get into Alpaca Paintbrush's regularly produced videos, which will be 1 to 2 a week. But we also need to start with the foundation concepts, which is why right from the very beginning, we want you saving your receipts. Here's another thing. If you're not invoicing, you should be invoicing. And you should be keeping track of that also. It's too easy to forget about things like this. Also, when we're not creating invoices, we can't really look back at the end of a year and determine how successful we were. Maybe we'll forget a couple of sales, or maybe we're just not keeping track of things right, and that's just a bad business practice. So you can produce invoices on the computer. You can produce invoices in a bookkeeping program like QuickBooks, or you can simply go to office supply stores and buy a book of invoices and receipts to give to your clients and hold on to those. I don't care at this point how you're doing it. I just want to make sure that you are keeping those receipts and those invoices. It's very important. Next thing up, we're never going to spam you. That is just simply not going to happen. If I have to give my email to one more place to guarantee me a 10-point download that actually did nothing for me, but it does allow that company to send me 15 emails a day, I honestly think I'll just blow up my computer. We're never going to do that. We do have an e-newsletter subscription, and you can subscribe to it. You don't have to. The videos will be here, the website is here, and that's up to you. What's the benefit of the newsletter? 1 to 2 times a month, we're going to send you an email that says, here are the newest videos, and here are the videos coming up, and here are the links to the downloads that are new. See, our thought is that if you know a topic is coming up and you're very interested in it, having some pre-warning might be really nice. And we also know that not everybody wants to get another notification from anywhere that something is new and available and go watch me now. Those notifications actually can be really bad interruptions as well. At least with email, it's on our time frame. We can go check it when we want. There is a link on the description of this video to sign up, and we're not going to ask often because that is your choice. We're not going to harass you into it. We simply believe that your time is valuable. So sign up if you want to, and if you don't, that's just fine. We're okay with that. You can, of course, always subscribe to the YouTube channel to get the notifications that a new video is up and just leave it at that. Bottom line is, it's your choice. It's what works for you. We're all individuals and we all know what works for ourselves. And you might just want also to keep in mind that those 1 to 2 videos a week are going to be on a lot of different topics. We've got all kinds of things planned. We're going to do deep dives on bookkeeping and deep dives on, taking your costs and trying to reduce them. We're going to talk about cash flow and lines of income. We're also going to talk about being a little analytical, and it's not that hard, I promise you, to be able to look at the past year, let's say, and determine what are good choices for the next year. There's all kinds of people coming at us with join this group and do this thing and this juried show. I mean, there's just so many things. Do you have a method to keep track of which ones were actually worthwhile and not? And then again, on the other hand, do you know which juried shows to enter and not? These are all topics coming up. And then quarterly, we're going to have an experiences, where I'll go back and share with you the 5 things I experienced in the last quarter that really helped to inform my art. Experience is the mother of creativity. And then we're also going to quarterly, or no, not quarterly, I apologize. On the Friday the 13th, the week of that, we're going to be posting our Fearless Friday video. It's going to be the time of year where I videotape facing my own personal fears. Now, I have faced a lot of them, which we'll get into more later. Really, it's an important thing to do. It builds confidence and other things that we'll get to very shortly here. But we're going to actually videotape it. But because I've faced a lot of mine, I might just take yours on. So, those will be videos that you can watch. Facing your fears is just a very critical thing. Finally, one of the things that we need to discuss first and foremost before we even get to the foundational classes is what is the business of art really? If we're going to narrow it down to the very root thing that it is the business of you. That's right. I'm going to say it again. You glorious artist, it's the business of you. See, our artwork comes from within somehow. What we do creatively is about the person we are. Our voice is about the person we are. And everything we do in our decision making for our business is a result of who we are. Think about that for a moment. It's the business of you. Now, I know you want to say, but it's about the art. Well, the art is a byproduct of you. So what does that mean if it's about the business of you? I mean, how can I really illustrate that? It's easier than you think. In some of the most recent surveys, there are 2 reasons why somebody who appreciates your work looks at it and considers purchasing it versus actually purchasing it. The number 1 reason that a person will make the transition from I like it to I bought it is actually liking the artist. Think about that for just a minute. A person who is going to invest in a piece of artwork to put in their home wants to like the artist. But that also means they need to know something about you. And that also means you need to have made some decisions on what those things that they can and cannot know about you are. How are you willing to share yourself? The number two reason is actually color. Well, we all have a color palette in our house, right? So if the color is not quite right now, maybe down the line it will be. And we need to ensure in the time between not right now and there's the right color that we are cultivating those relationships with viewers and engaging with them in some way. So this is about the business of you. It is absolutely about the business of you. That's really the very basic beginning. So as we go into the next videos, we're going to start with you. Yep, that's right, you. We're not even going to get to your art until like video 2 or 3 or something like that. But don't quote me on that because I could be just a little off on the number. Starting with you is going to give you the correct foundation to build fearlessly, to make art fearlessly, and it's going to empower you. Trust me when I say it won't always be an easy path, but it will be well worth it. Be motivated, be making art, be glorious, and treat yourself and your business as a piece of artwork, and you really can't go wrong. And that's the beautiful thing about building your business in the methodology that I'm going to put forward in the rest of the videos for you. It's going to feel natural, you're going to be confident, and you're going to enjoy the business side of things more. Also, I'm just going to hit upon another topic here real quick. 75% of your time should be making art. All of these gurus out there who are telling you to spend all of this time on every social media site and the 15 things your website might have, I don't really think they want you making art, because after you do all of those things, you're not going to have enough time to make art. That's a problem. If you're not making art, you're also doing something wrong. So as much of your time as you can, and I like to say a minimum of 75%, needs to be spent making artwork. Now, you're going to say, but how will there be time for all these other things? Well, we're going to get rid of some of the to-do lists that the gurus talk to you about. Yeah, we are. You don't need to be everywhere, and you don't need to do everything. You need to be making art, and you need to be cultivating your relationship with your artwork so that you understand it better and where to go with it. All of these are concepts that we're going to be getting to, and they're all critically important to the success of your business. But it begins with you.